The stunning, unexpected victory of President Javier Milei's coalition in Argentina's congressional elections will pose a crucial test. Can policymakers in the U.S., Japan, and Europe finally understand the true nature of inflation before disaster strikes them? Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to better navigate these turbulent times. Inflation has been around for thousands of years, and yet, astonishingly, it persists despite its pernicious impact on a country's economy and social fabric. Even governments that sincerely vow they're against it, like the US's, end up letting it happen. Such a destructive phenomenon is not without precedent. It took thousands of years before the connection was made between mosquitoes and malaria, one of the biggest killer diseases in history. There's hardly a country today that more routinely destroys its currency through inflation than Argentina. Until World War II, Argentina was one of the richest nations on the planet. Then it succumbed to massive vote-buying spending and inflation, which turned it into a thoroughly corrupt economic basket case with declining living standards. Javier Milei was an outsider when he won his country's presidency in November 2023 by promising to slash spending, sharply downsize government, and replace the peso with the dollar. Within months, he dramatically shrank Argentina's bloated government and balanced the once hopelessly deficit-ridden budget. Inflation came down dramatically, but Milei didn't keep his promise to junk the peso and replace it with the greenback. He fell into the clutches of the IMF, which is routinely guilty of gross economic malpractice. Especially egregious is the IMF's addiction to currency devaluations. Lowering the value of a currency is the very definition of inflation. Keeping the peso instead of getting rid of it got Milei into trouble and led to a sharp election setback in the country's largest province last August. While peso inflation has come down from the hideous levels when Milei took office, it still remains high. Its value has been falling on foreign exchange markets, a sure sign of trouble ahead. Fortunately for Milei, in those congressional elections, voters decided that whatever misgivings they might have, they would stick with their president. To shore up the peso, and obviously the pro-free market, pro-American Javier Milei, the Trump administration is readying assistance of $20 billion while pressuring private lenders to pony up another $20 billion. But saving the peso is a hopeless task. You can stabilize it for a while, but no one believes this stability will last. It never does in Argentina. What is crazy here is that this possible $40 billion is enough to buy up the entire peso monetary base of Argentina. Thus, there is no excuse for bending this mission impossible for the peso and simply do what Milei originally promised: send the peso into the dumpster of history and dollarize the economy. By the way, both Ecuador and El Salvador dollarized their economies years ago with great popular success. Even leftist governments there haven't tried to bring back their traditional domestic currencies. This way, Milei can also get rid of destructive capital controls and counterproductive export taxes. While he's at it, he should politely tell the IMF to take a hike and reduce Argentine income and business tax rates to Swiss-like levels. Then, Argentina would become again what it hasn't been for a century: a dynamic, regional and global leading economy. Unfortunately, what the U.S. is proposing now for Argentina reflects bad monetary thinking that prevails in much of the world and can only be corrected by strong and stable currencies. Right now, currency values are weakening here, in Japan and Europe. Unless arrested, this will be giving us another bad round of monetary inflation with all the baleful economic and geopolitical consequences that will follow. I'm Steve Forbes. Thanks for listening. Do send in your comments and suggestions, and I look forward to being with you soon again.